All right, so, there are some times where, the infinite wisdom of Bernie and Rob, it reaches an end. Sometimes.
On a Monday at 6:10 a.m.
Like the Truman Show. All of a sudden you just get to the wall and there you are. So that's why we call in our friends like Dr. Nathaniel Cogley. And good morning to you, first of all. Thanks for taking some time with us.
Good morning, Rob. Good morning, Bernie.
Good morning.
Okay, so, first of all, what cell phone provider or phone provider do you have? Because you sound like you're sitting right across from us.
You sound great.
You get an award.
Well, I use the landline, so we're on the office phone for a nice connection.
He's a millennial. He doesn't know what a landline is, sir. Yeah. I'm just kidding.
Is that a rotary phone?
I'm kidding.
Anyways, you are the assistant professor of political science at Tarleton State University, and we called out because we're sort of wading through a political season, which is very active down in Louisiana. We have statewide offices that are up, governor and lieutenant governor and treasurer. We also have local races as well. And, we're just seeing just a lot of, kind of spoofing pages. Some would kind of hide behind the classification of, well, this is just satire. No one believes it's true. Yet we continue to get calls into our newsroom of people who see these posts and they're outraged because candidate XYZ, why would they put something? They're unelectable. We could never even do it. And you have to kind of talk them down and say, well, look, it's not a page run by the campaign. It's kind of this, I don't know any other way to describe it, but it's a fake page.
Right.
So how do voters see this in your research? I know it's kind of come up more and more since Facebook has, kind of taken on a more pivotal role in politics. But is this something we're just going to continue to see?
Well, unfortunately, we've been seeing it in politics for a long time. So disinformation is nothing new. There used to be fake mailers sent out for a long time where the mailer purports to be from someone's campaign, but it's really not. And also fake robocalls were used before. Mm-hmm. And the internet and social media have just made this so accessible. There's really very few upstart costs to get started. And so we see a lot of fake pages. And the ones I see in your local parish there are basically people impersonating candidates and doing so in very much kind of a mocking, misleading way. I think, fortunately, these would violate Facebook's user agreements, so these should be removed, and I would encourage anyone to report the pages. So Facebook certainly allows for people to have different opinions and stuff, but not to do impersonations. And so when you look at the top of the page, there's kind of the like, share, and follow feature, but there's also an ellipsis, which is, that ... to select other options, and report page is at the bottom. And sometimes Facebook, even the people who are making fake pages are reporting the legitimate pages as illegitimate, right?
Yeah.
So it can be confusing, but I think numbers help. So the more people that go to these fake pages and report them as inappropriate, the more likely these things will be taken down. I've looked at some pages. Some of them were started way back in May. Some were started in June, and some just at the end of July. They're very recent pages. So I would encourage people to report them in the hopes of them being taken down.
I love satire. I think it's hilarious. I love to pick on all political candidates. One of the funniest things that I personally love is when, right after Donald Trump was elected or right before, they came out with this meathead thing and it had cheddar cheese for the hair. But I'm an equal opportunity offender. I love political satire, independent, Democrat, Republican, I don't care. But these, as you pointed out, they're trying to pretend to be something they're not. And that's just a waste of time. What a way to muddy the waters, I guess.
Yeah, it's clear that they're not just making light of the campaign, but they're having pages that intend to impersonate the campaign to make voters think the candidates have certain positions they don't. And so that's unfortunate, but it's also expected. It's part of politics. There's sort of a collective action problem here, because if one person's campaign is doing it, or at least affiliates, they're going to bring down the poll numbers of the other three. And so it's kind of like it's like steroids in baseball. If other people are using it, you have to use it too. And so it becomes this problem where everyone engages in this type of activity. Maybe not the campaigns themselves, it's just people who are activists and people who are involved.
The support.
Yeah, so hopefully these can be taken down. And it seems like right now you have a top two system, two-round majoritarian system. So it seems like the competition here is to be in the top two. Mm-hmm. And so people are trying to, bring down whoever's in the top two slots to take into the top two slots. So I think with no incumbent, you can probably expect 2 rounds of this unfortunate behavior.
Wow. So negative campaigning. Do you
I didn't think about
works?
that with the mailers and everything else, but you're right. That is just the new, it's much cheaper.
And look, in the last mayor-president's race, there was discussion about the robocall in that particular, one of the robocalls. So,
yep.
I mean.
Because wasn't one of them locally impersonating Obama? Like it was like a fake Obama voice for one of them?
I don't specifically remember that one. I was thinking about the mayor-president's race.
Okay, yeah.
That there was some discussion about that. Does all of this, Dr. Cogley, does this negativity, does it work? I mean,
yeah, it can work. That's why people engage in it. It can, some people are astute on the internet and some aren't. So I've seen some of the pages in this campaign that, if you were just passing through for a few seconds or you saw something shared on your homepage, so you didn't actually go investigate, but it just came up on your feed and you could believe that a candidate had a position they didn't. I'm not sure that affects it too much, but, in politics, a point or two matters.
Yeah.
Every percentage matters. So, it can affect, and it's good to be vigilant and try to report these to have them taken down. And then you guys are doing good work trying to get proper information out there.
Any final thoughts on this, sir? I thought we were more mature than this in our community. Honestly, I thought we were better. I mean, Lafayette, we have a wonderful place here to live. Our culture is amazing. We've got so many things going for us, but then I think it makes us look kind of trashy.
Well, I don't know. I've enjoyed learning about the parish, and I guess drainage is a big political issue down there. So,
yes, sir.
No, I wouldn't have you guys feel bad. This is something that has been repeated throughout. I was just reading about a campaign in Montana that had similar issues. There's really nothing unique to your parish, but sometimes there's repeat offenders. So there could be a handful of troublemakers in the area who do this from cycle to cycle. And, it'd be nice if it could, these attempts could be thwarted, but you guys have a great area and a very interesting campaign, having a vacancy in the position. Yeah. And so this kind of unknown of who's going to replace the mayor/president in the upcoming election.
Dr. Nathaniel Cogley, we'll keep you up to date. Anytime you want to come down, we'd be happy to take you out for a good gumbo or something.
I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank
so
you,
much.
Sir.